In this video, we're going to be solving this question on quadratic equations from Algebra 1, and this question has to do with the quadratic formula and the discriminant. So the problem statement says, the quadratic equation 2x squared plus bx plus 18 equals 0 has a double root. Find all possible values of b. So in this case, a double root means the same value of b as the answer or the solutions for both possible values. So, for example, in a hypothetical case, you could have both solutions are -5, or both solutions are 2. Basically the same solutions for either one, whether positive or negative, just not different numbers. Could be the same even. So that's the definition of a double root. The same exact solution twice for the same quadratic equation. Alternatively, you could write it at the same time, but yeah. So they want to know, find all possible values of b. They want to know everything b could be, and this is going to be a very important application of something called the discriminant, and this is an aspect of the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula, as a quick review, it allows us to solve quadratic equations quickly and efficiently. And there's actually an aspect of the quadratic formula that's called the discriminant. It's a specific part of it. So this is the quadratic formula. B plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. That's the part that is the discriminant there. And then all of this is over 2a. So right here, the square root of b squared minus 4ac, that's the discriminant. And it's a special value that determines the root of the quadratic equation. So if b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, then it means we have a double root for this quadratic equation. And that's how we would know. It's a telling case right there. So then this was going to help us solve the problem, because they want to know, they say the double root, this equation is a double root, meaning that the discriminant must be equal to 0 for this equation. So, and we need to get all the possible values of b. So basically need to solve for b when b squared minus 4ac equals 0. Now you might be thinking, color here, we don't have enough information here. We've got so many variables. We've got a and c. We don't know what those are. But actually we do, because by definition in the quadratic formula, a and c are the corresponding values, a and c, within the quadratic equation. The standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. Because you've got our a here, our b, and the c. So we have values for a and c. A equals 2, in this case, and c equals 18. So we can fill those right into the discriminant equation. So we have b squared. We're trying to solve for b. We don't have a value yet. And then minus 4 times 2. That's the value for a. Then times 18. That's the value for c over there. So this is our filled-in equation here. We can just work this through, and we'll get b squared minus 144. Okay, so from here, we need to solve for b, and to do this, since we know the discriminant must be equal to 0, we know that this b squared minus 144 must be equal to 0. So we can write this as equal to 0, and from here we can just solve for b very easily. We add 144 to both sides. We get b squared equals 144, and so b, of course, could be plus or minus 12, because when we're dealing with square roots, we can have both positive or negative values. This bit just means both 12 and negative 12 can satisfy b in this case. So that's our answer. All possible values of b are 12 and negative 12, or just plus or minus 12. And we've successfully answered this question. And this problem from Algebra 1, we basically used the principle of the discriminant from the quadratic formula to kind of solve for our b here, set the b squared minus 4ac equal to 0, then just do some simple solving and solve for b. That's all we had to do here in this pretty simple quadratic equations problem for Algebra 1.